the JPT sub. It's time for the end of February update, and here we are. I can't believe that February is already over. We're 2 months of the year gone. We're making decent progress on all the planned updates to this side of the layout. I've shot several different clips during the month of the progress as I did work, and you'll kind of see how things changed as you watch each clip. Then we'll come back to this scene and talk about where we're ending out the month and what I think I might get done in March, and we'll go from there. Got some progress going on here. You can see this section of road is in here. Still need to put the striping on this part of the road, but the crossing signal's in. This bottle's kind of holding it up straight so that while the glue dries. You can see a couple of the lights here that need to be replaced. One's still working there. Probably still going to add more lights to that building because I have no faith that that's going to stay working. This piece of road is not in place yet. It's just ready to go when this part here is dry. You can see I've got a spike holding it down, but we've got our traffic lights in here, and it's not secured yet, but it's there. So right now it's set green cross traffic, red this way. If you can probably these obviously these aren't glued in place yet, so I don't know if you can see on my finger there the red from the light there. Cleaning up this parking lot's my next task before I move into the lighting. Might notice over here it looks a little funny on these guys on ladders. That's where actually that building goes up against it. But if we turn this way, here we've got another bus here. It does have lights as well. More building lights that need to be replaced, and more that are probably just who knows what. This parking lot's been dusted, cleaned up a little bit. This is the spot where the water tower goes, and I've got it on the workbench to see about replacing the light in it. So the goal is to finish this section right here. And this road actually goes all the way up to, if we spin it around here and move the glue out of the way, goes up to where that sign right there is, and that needs to be replaced. So working on that. Get this glue out of your way there, guys. So that's our progress at the moment, and I'll be back when I have a little more to show you guys. A little bit more done on the rework project here, and show you guys where I'm at. A lot of stuff I haven't filmed just because it's watching a lot of glue dry, but anyway, show you what we got. So we've actually installed the Waffle House. I decided to put it on that side instead of here. I think I'll put something else here. Haven't hooked the wiring up for the lights yet, and I'll probably move that Gulf sign, either swap it for this one or just take it out altogether, which would leave a little hole there that I have to patch, but other than that, it should be fine. Water tower at this end stayed the same. Roads, this section of road is in. Still working on the stripes. You can see it ends like the double ends here, and it's where I'm filling in. So we kind of pan around here a little bit to our first building here. So I'm still filling in this little section right here on the stripes. Hopefully it doesn't show on the video, but even if it does, right here was a seam. I'm not the best at filling those in, but I feel like I did a pretty decent job on that. Put a few cars on here just to see how it's going to look. Then we'll come down this way. You see I still want to do more lighting work on these buildings, but at least they're lit better than they were. So if I turn the lights out, it's a lot brighter. This is where you can see this is where the striping stopped here. All the traffic lights are in, and they were. I still haven't glued them down yet, so because I'm going to do some. This is going to be changing, and I don't want to mess them up. So if they're loose, it'll be easier to work around them than if they're permanent attached. But this building needs a little shim under the back right here. One thing, if I can tilt up a little bit here, is I had, let's see if I can set it down here. This water tower was back here, and the light didn't work on it, and I've been trying to get it apart to work on it, and man, whatever they glued this together with is tough. But I found this one online, and I thought this looks cool, and it's more modern. So I printed it out, put it on there. Maybe I'll put a light in it at some point. It's very super easy to do if I have a light. And so that's where we're at as of this morning. We'll move down here just a little bit and show you some more in progress. Okay, so down at this end, this is where the road that's attached, it ends right here. I've got the piece of road made for here. I'm painting it now. The section of road that goes here, I'm also working on. I haven't decided the crossing that's here. I have waiting until I pull this track out before I decide how I'm going to do that, but I'm kind of at a conundrum at the moment. We'll see what that comes up with. This is definitely this thing's gonna move. I think this is gonna become a parking lot right here in front of the church, and it's gonna move over here. Sorry, my hand, I'm pointing at it and you guys can't see it. It's probably gonna fit right here in front of the cemetery, and I'll put like another section of hedgerow in front of that fence so that it has a nice divider. This building at the edge here is going away to somewhere else, who knows where. So we'll see. And what I've got to figure out is here, the road comes straight. I'm thinking it's going to turn here and stay. This track obviously is going to move, but I think this far side of this track is going to be where the road's going to actually be. I don't think I want to turn it back too much because I'd end up with another curve farther down, which might not be a bad thing. Give it more of a kind of come out here a little bit past that where this is going to be, and then curve back over a little bit, go down. So we'll see what that does here. Okay, so this stretch of road here, it's got the lines on it finally. I'm calling it done. The buildings, I do want to address the lighting a little bit more, but for now they look good. They're not attached, so you can see that easy enough for me to get into them to work on the lights when it comes time, but they're done. All the way up to this intersection is from the road back is done. Here it's almost done. This is the other end of this is holding down some road that I just glued in place back here. So now it's time to, oh man, it's making me nervous. I already popped it loose, but first piece of track is going to get redone. It's coming out right there. Whew, man. Yeah, it's really no turning back at this point. So I mean, I know it's going to be better. I know I'm really going to like the new configuration a lot better, but just, I don't know, a lot of apprehension about taking up a lot of work. So anyway, just, glad I get to share it with you guys, and you're along for the journey. So one scene that I was aiming for that came together really exactly how I wanted it to was this street right here, looking down between these two buildings, and you see the crossing flashers with the train blocking the crossing back there, and the bus with the headlights on, the car with the tail lights on. I did, and I mentioned it before, I did swap this car out for one with headlights. The bus has lights too, and I think I made a mistake here, or this bus has lights. I think I made a mistake there of wiring this bus into the same line as these three, because I think they use different voltages, so it's powering at the lowest of the three, or lowest of the four. And because those other cars, I feel like the lights should be a little brighter on them. But you know what? They look really good. I'm gonna flip the light switch off, and you guys can see more here. There you go. So it's not a completely dark, but it's more of a dusk scene at this point. And yeah, that's exactly the look I was going for. So happy with that one. On to the next scene. The road work and track work is continuing. Trying to work from the back toward the front here, but to actually do that, I'm having to go ahead and tear out some of the track here. Mainly where this, sorry for the finger there, mainly where this road crossing goes, because I got to figure that out to continue finishing up the road coming this way. I've decided kind of here in front of the church, where that piece of shrubs laying across the road parking lot, that's going to become a parking lot. And the road's going to be up here closer to where this track is and those cars are sitting, coming on across. One problem I've run into here is here. When I had laid out the track to see how it was going to look, everything looked like it was going to fit perfect. But for some reason, when I get this piece in place and it does fit exactly like I expected, this one does not. There's a big overlap there. So I either got to find a smaller curve section or rethink the whole idea here. So we'll see what we do here, or can custom make a piece of track. That's a doable option. So we'll see where we're going to go from that. But as you can see, the destruction is plentiful, but where I've destroyed and rebuilt already, it's coming together nicely. If I can figure out this little track section here, I think I've pretty much got this figured out. So the rest of it will all come together easily. So that's where we're at, is this part of the update, and we'll see what else we get before February is out. And that's it for the moment. Let's take a look at the best that we got going on here. So we came up with an idea to reconfigure the track. Not all the old tracks pulled out yet, but some unconventional weights here holding the track down while some glue dries. But you kind of get a better idea. You can see this is going to work. It's maybe not the angle I was looking for, so I may experiment with it a little more, but I think I'm going to get what I wanted out of that. And this switch right here, I went ahead and replaced it with another one just like it, because I had another issue. But that also allowed me to move, you can see kind of in here between these cups, the crossing is going to move down to here. It was here. So now here, but that will allow it to line up with this road back here. So instead of having an intersection here, a three-way intersection here, a three-way intersection here, and a three-way intersection here, we'll now have just this three-way intersection and then come all the way down here to here, and where we'll have a four-way intersection. That should work better with traffic lights too. Oh, and we'll add while we're at it that all the time I spent redoing this road here, I'm going to have to do it all again. And I'm moving the crossing signal that I installed there. I've already pulled it out, but it'll be moving down as well. So a lot of work wasted, but in the end it's going to be better. So I guess it's worth it. So here we go. The last bit of old track is now out. This siding right here is where it's going to be. Kind of like how that's going to work out. So we're going to, sorry, I'm kind of hand holding this. It's a little shaky. This building's going to move up to right here. So when our train goes by, you can kind of get a feel for how that's going to look with a 50 or 60 foot box car right there in the door, or maybe a couple of small UK wagons if I'm running UK freight. So, and I've obviously got to raise the building up because the platform's down below the rail level at the moment, but at least you get the idea there. So, kind of come around here and got all this stuff out of the way now, so you can kind of get a better idea of how this crossing's road's gonna go right across there to do that. And then here's what I decided on this end was a little bit of an S curve off the main track into the siding, with a short siding staying along the edge of the main line that right into the scrap yard for the where the gondola is sitting. And it'll actually give me more space than what I had for the scrap yard there. And then the propane tanker that's there on that track, I'm thinking I'll add one more curved section in there and kind of point it a little more toward the street and put the whole propane dealer to the left of where the tank car is, and that frees up more space on the right for something else, or to expand the scrapyard forward. Not sure what I'm going to put in there yet, but and then that also opens up a bunch of real estate right in here for I'm not sure what's going to be. And then again, there'll be as the road continues forward across in front of this area, that'll be a little bit of real estate there for something. And that may be where the recycle center goes back in, or the scene with the dumpsters and people able to drop off their recycle. So we'll see what we get there, but so far good progress. I'm very happy with it. And as you can see, trains are running. They're making it through where the new switches are with no issues. So I'm very happy that I can still run trains while I work, and only had the main line out of commission for like 2 days. Picked up the last little curve section here yesterday that I needed for this to make this siding curve a little bit more out away from here. That so this siding will be the scrap yard. We'll put a gondola on here in a few minutes after I do some more cleanup. The access road into the scrap yard can come down this side. The propane dealer will move to here. And I wanted to curve this a little more, but it really, if you curved it one more, it didn't really fit right because there wasn't enough room to have a long enough straightaway for the propane cars, and they're fairly long cars. Trying to decide, I'm probably going to take this on this side of the track, take this up and put a new pad here. This one I'll probably leave and just ramp the road down to it, and it'll get some new ground cover so it all matches color. Then as we kind of come this way, you can see I've got to do some vacuuming here. We're going to do that in a minute and clean things up. But also, we'll talk about it in another video. Sorry about the remote there. We'll talk about it in another video. I had an issue with an engine, and it also, I think it messed up the switch that was here. So I replaced this switch, and in doing so, I talked about this earlier, it let me move the crossing down. So as I was working on repairing the road here, I thought, hey, this little building would look cool right here. So as I was redoing the road, I put this building here. You know, we switched around to the other side here where you can see that, and I still have some work to do, obviously, to finish the road, repaint it, restripe it. Down here at this end, let's see if I can move you guys around a little bit. So this is where it went double to single up, double to single up to this crossing. You know, single lane on each side before the crossing. Now I think what I'm going to do is have it double lane here and double lane here, and this is the transition point, so it'll be like it splits up which means I can probably put a traffic light here, a double traffic light, figure out how I'm going to do a traffic light here because I have to put it a little farther out so it doesn't block the crossing signal too. But that leaves this pull off here for this little building. So like just a railroad service structure there, you know, you see those here and there around the US, especially older ones. So kind of happy with how that's going to be. And then obviously I got the crossing signal working again, the car's in, but I haven't plugged in the lights yet. I'm working on the street for this side, but I'm also going to fill in some of this, raise the terrain up a little bit. And then you can see I've got this building just sitting on a platform, but I got to raise the whole terrain up for that siding. And then right here in the back, the road's kind of got a little bit of a cant to it here, so it's going to go straight down through there now like the original plan. And then getting ready to make this as the parking lot. It's going to be next, so this kind of squares out in front of it. What's going to happen in this space right here, I'm not sure yet. We'll figure that out, but something to kind of still see the cemetery behind it, but a little bit of a scene block as well, so it's just kind of not right up in front of you. So yeah, that's where we're at as of Saturday morning here. All right, continuing with the process of redoing this here. I think next up is, so I think I'm going to be happy with this building here where it's at. I think I might need to remove a little bit more of the shrubbery, kind of shift this down, these trees down a little bit, and have some more space right there. But probably start with next with putting a little more. Probably on this one, I'm probably going to put the foliage between these two, this siding and this track. I need to touch up the ballast right here. I actually did put a little bit of ballast in here just to make sure it was going to look okay. Not going to work on this part just yet. I need to figure out everything that I'm doing here, and as you can see here, I've got the crossing signal in. We'll move that out of the way a little bit. These little trenches are here because there'll be traffic lights mounting here and here, and then there'll be one on the other side, but that's for just to run the wiring so that when I put the road in on top of this, the road that's going to come over and turn into this. So this panel's still loose. Everything else has been attached down over here. All right. Oh, and while we're at it here, there's kind of right here in front of us, this crossing, I'm slowly making some progress here. I need to fill in some foliage and ballast here. The signal cabinet will go here, so I'll put some ballast there for that. This signal's in and working. I just need to finish the scenery back around it. And then we're gonna kind of look. So we need to do some more touch-up paint, work on the lines here. Gonna put this building here. And actually I found, I was looking in a parts bin this morning, and I have like a radio antenna that probably will look really good right behind this building. Give it a little nice look, and then we'll finish in some of this scenery, probably this, the ballast in here, ballast here, and then like I said, I'm kind of holding off on this for the moment because I need to figure out exactly how I'm going to place everything and get this part done first. So the crossing is my next objective on between here and here, is to get this little stretch of road and done up to this crossing before I move this way. Then here, we've kind of seen this, the tracks are here. I'm pretty happy with this configuration. After I've had it in, tried to set out a couple of cars, no issues. It's going to allow me to expand this scrapyard a good bit here. And then the propane dealer will go back on this side here. But then again, like I said, it's going to free up some space over here as well. And I still haven't mounted these traffic lights, and they keep moving. It's kind of funny. But I don't know, I might actually, I haven't thought about it, but if I put a business here, I may end up having to put another traffic light here facing this way to finish in this intersection. So we'll see how that goes, since the buildings aren't attached down yet, and I want to put I put the lighting in them, but I want to redo some of the lighting inside of them a little more. So we'll I'm not going to attach them down yet. And actually, that's something I'm going to talk about for a second. Is I've seen on somebody did this on a Z-scale module, and I'm sure it's not the only place it's been done. It's the first time I saw it. They actually mounted magnets in the bottom of the buildings, and put, depending on which one they did, some of them had magnets also in the scenery or the base. Some of them just had a metal plate so that the building could be easily removed, but it would hold in place where if you bumped it or something, it didn't move. So I might try that too. That'll be a good experiment. But overall, the project's coming along nicely here, so we'll keep updating you guys. After looking at all those updates from throughout the month, here we are. It's almost the end of the month as I'm recording this, and still need a couple of days to put it together, obviously, for you guys to see it. I'll show you the last few updates that I have for February. As you can see, there's a lot of lights on the layout now. I'm going to flip the room light switch off just for a second here. There we go, dark but not completely dark. You can see there's a lot of lights starting to pop up here and there on the layout. I'm just noticing as I'm recording this that this old building here obviously had a light in it, and you can see it shining through the plastic. It's not going to stay on the layout anyway, so not a big deal. But car headlights, traffic headlights, buses, lots of lights going on here as we continue forward on the progress. And back to daytime here so we can see. I'm going to move you guys around here a little bit this way, just to right here. And you guys can see one of the things that's in progress is restriping the road. I finished the yellow striping, and I've cut my dash line striping here out and got it laying here. That's why it's not straight. I've also been cutting the white lines to go on the sides of all the roads everywhere on the layout. All the roads that are done anyway. This area right here is going to, like I mentioned, was going to be a parking lot in front of for the church. So I've got it pretty much cleaned up here, and got my next task is to get this parking lot installed so I can continue the road on around. This building will obviously be going away at that point. Then we'll move down this way a little bit and look at some more. Okay, and finishing up the last thing for the February, at least the update part of the video. Started the ground cover here to expand the scrapyard. This is going to be my scrapyard siding right here, big enough to hold one gun. The propane dealer is going to go back in this, probably like from here over. This will, big enough. Depending on the cars that I can use, 1 or 2 cars into this siding here. The main building is going to go right here with parking and entry, and then the tanks and everything will be back here. Behind it, obviously, you can see the striping being worked on the roads over there as well. I put in this section of road that comes back down to the scrapyard. It's also going to be the entrance here for the propane dealer. So making progress forward on that. One thing that I never really mentioned was on my inside track, model railroad, as we all know, the bigger the radius of our curves, the better. But we make our compromises and do what we do. But when I put the scrapyard in here, this fence, certain cars, and not all of them, but just certain ones of my longer cars would catch the corner of this fence. And it's funny, sometimes it wasn't the longest cars, it was more the cars that had a really low side seal on them that had the overhang that would catch there. So anyway, I cut that corner out. I'll kind of doctor it up a little bit with another piece of fence there at an angle just to fill it in. Probably need to do some work here. Well, I do need to do some work here, but the new entrance is going to be for the Starbucks if they ever finish the construction. It's been being built for a while now. Then to this side, I'm going to have a lot of open real estate here. And I've got this automotive tech building sitting here. It's Georgia, or my son goes to Georgia Tech, so the Ramblin' Wreck is one of the car mascot thing that they have that goes along with the Buzz, the Yellow Jacket. And so this building's named Ramblin' Wreck Auto Tech. If I find a picture of the car, I'll throw it in there. I'm not sure I have one, but if I do, I'll throw it up for you guys here. But I've got a lot of real estate here. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I might actually could make an entrance right here and put a fast food place here or something, and we see the back of it with a drive-through right there by the railroad tracks. We'll see. I mean, that's an idea. I'm just popped up in my head as we're talking here, so love to. What do you guys think? What do you think would fit here? I'm going to have a nice rectangular lot here, something, and with a potential street entry. So, I'd have to add another piece of traffic light here, but we could do that. So, with that, let's take a look at the only 2 or 3 new arrivals in February. It was a light month. I know there's a train show coming up in March, so kind of been saving my pennies for that, and we'll see where that goes. And then I'll throw in a little bit of running session, and I hope you guys don't mind, but some of it may be what you've seen from a couple other videos, at least a cameo shot here and there, but then there'll be some new stuff too. So let's move on to that next. Let's kick off the February new arrivals with a not a purchase arrival. Actually, this box, we'll start with it. Rapido TTX caboose. I actually bought this a couple of years ago, but it's been out and about on a tour, and it just returned home to me. And as a gift for its extended stay or extended trip, I got a FlexiFlow hopper back with it, which I thank you, Rapido. Love you guys. You guys are the best. So that's my first new arrival for February, and be sure and tune in next week, and we'll look at the saga of this caboose. Next up in the February new arrivals, a Woodland Scenics lights and hub set. Needed a light hub, but came with a couple of lights, and it's almost the same price, so that was probably the better deal. It not much, but that's just about it. There's one more new arrival for February here. The third and last new arrival for February is this Microtrains Norfolk Southern gondola. All right, I hear at least one person chuckling out there. Yes, it's a gondola. Thank you. The Norfolk Southern. You guys can read that. Sorry, my hands are a little shaky there, but you can read the gon. It's a really cool gon. This set is open it up and show you guys real quick here. Really cool car. I have one of these, but a different road number already, so that helps. Got the covers for hauling like coil steel and stuff. It's a big one-piece cover there, but anyway, so we've got that. Some 3D printed parts that are once you take them off, they're the little hooks that go on top of the hoods, so it makes it look like it has two hoods there. Inside the box is a set of decals for the hoods and instructions on how to put them in. So this is a really cool car from Microtrains, and as typical, you know, normal Microtrains underbody, plastic wheel sets, but knuckle couplers. This will get metal wheel sets on it. Inside's just the generic Gon. It's a gondola. I mean, I love it. How can I go wrong, right? Anyway, so that's it for the new arrivals for February. So let's watch a few trains running before we wrap up today's video. Well, there you have it, folks. That wraps up the February updates. I know it was a little bit longer than normal this time, but I hope you guys all enjoyed it and enjoyed what you saw there. So definitely been a busy month, but really don't feel like I accomplished much this month. So anyway, I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you have any comments, questions, anything else you'd like to know more about that I've been going over the last few videos, just let me know. And leave a comment. And hope you'll take a second to click the like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, it's free. So just click that button and subscribe. And we'll see you next time right here on the JPT Sub.